You think your campus is safe. But what are the dangers already inside, watching you from the shadows? Tonight, you'll hear the terrifying story of a lockdown that went horribly wrong.
Phantom Tales.
Let's start the story. The first time the sirens wailed across Blackwood University, most students thought it was a drill. The speakers crackled with the cold voice of the dean. This is a campus-wide lockdown. All students and staff, remain in your rooms. Lock all doors. Stay silent. Lila, a sophomore pulling a late-night study session in the library, froze with her headphones halfway off. Through the tall glass windows, she saw the quad bathed in blue from the emergency lights. The silence after the announcement was heavier than the alarm itself. A few stragglers scrambled into the library, panicked, shoving furniture against the doors. The news spread quickly. Someone had been spotted on campus. Not a shooter, worse. Students whispered about a tall figure moving unnaturally between the shadows, watching from rooftops, darting between buildings in seconds. Nobody had seen a face. Nobody knew how he'd gotten inside. Lila and about 20 other students were huddled in the dark, crouched between bookshelves. The automatic lights clicked off one by one, plunging the space into eerie dimness. Then came the sound. Footsteps, not from outside, from the second floor. Slow, deliberate, too heavy to be a student. The creak of old wood followed, as if someone were pacing back and forth. Right above them, every few steps he would stop, as if listening. Someone sobbed into their sleeve, and the sound instantly silenced. The campus alert system buzzed again. Remain silent. Intruder is active in the library. Everyone's eyes widened. He was already here. Minutes dragged like hours. Students' phone screens glowed faintly as they texted loved ones, desperate and terrified. Lila clutched her phone, staring at the single bar of signal. A friend messaged her. Don't move. It's not a man. Do not look at it. Her heart lurched. She glanced around, trying to see who else had gotten the same message, but no one spoke. A sudden crash shattered the silence. Upstairs, shelves toppled, scattering books like thunder. Then, a sound none of them expected. Laughter, deep distorted, as though played through broken speakers. It echoed down the stairwell. The heavy steps began to descend, slow but deliberate, like a predator savoring the hunt. The intruder spoke now, a jagged voice bouncing against the walls. Come out, or I'll come in. The group stayed frozen, clutching each other. The sound of nails dragging along the walls grew louder, closer. And then, impossibly from the vent above, a whisper. Lila, her name. Her stomach dropped. She hadn't told anyone where she was. How did it know her name? Students began to panic quietly, one suggesting they make a run for the back exit. But the door handle rattled violently, then stopped. When one brave student peeked through the slit in the barricade, he recoiled, eyes wide. He whispered, "It's already outside." The intruder steps circled the library endlessly, but what froze everyone was when they began hearing the same footsteps above them, behind them, inside the shelves themselves. It was as though the sound came from everywhere at once. The group's nerves snapped. A boy bolted toward the emergency exit. Fumbling with the lock, he swung it open and immediately screamed. Everyone saw it for just a split second. A tall, emaciated figure, face hidden in shadow, arms too long, bent at the wrong angles, its head cocked unnaturally, staring directly at the boy. Before anyone could react, the lights flickered out and the scream cut short. When the lights sputtered back on, the door was closed again and the boy was gone. Only his shoe remained. Students wept silently. Some prayed. Lila couldn't move. Her body was locked in terror. The intercom buzzed again, but this time the dean's voice was broken, distorted, whispering. You can't hide, it already knows you. That was when they realized the intruder wasn't outside the lockdown system. It was the system. Every announcement, every warning, had been luring them deeper into fear. The group tried splitting up, hoping at least some could survive. Lila found herself with 3 others, creeping through the back corridors of the library. Every shadow felt alive. Every vent hummed with whispers. One by one, her companions vanished, snatched when the lights flickered, gone in silence except for the faint dragging sound above, until Lila was alone. At the heart of the library was a rare book room, sealed with steel doors. Lila darted inside, locking it behind her. She curled under a desk, clutching her phone like a lifeline. The silence was unbearable. Then from the darkness, a voice, not distorted this time, but soft, almost human. "Why are you hiding, Lila? Don't you remember me?" A hand pressed against the glass of the door, pale and skeletal. She watched, trembling, as another hand pressed from inside the room, just inches from her face. The intruder was not outside anymore. It had always been inside, waiting for her to realize. The last thing she saw before the lights went out completely was a reflection in the glass. Her own face, but grinning too wide, eyes too black, standing right behind her. The next morning, the lockdown was lifted. Police swept the campus, finding the library in ruins, shelves toppled, doors scratched and bent. They counted 20 students missing, including Lila. The security footage revealed nothing, just static, flickering lights, and for a split second, a tall, faceless silhouette moving between frames faster than humanly possible. The official report cited mass hysteria. But weeks later, during another drill, a student swore he heard something in the vents. A faint giggle, a whisper of his own name. When the lockdown sirens sound, remember this. They don't just keep danger out. Sometimes they keep it in. And if you hear your name whispered through the vents, it's already too late.